Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 13 of What If Naruto was from the two greatest clans. Remember to get this one to 200 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto is a high schooler. So stay in tune for that and enjoy. And I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was banished and got a supernatural ability over an Anime King 2. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And I also post a new episode of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto's ancestor. So go ahead and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last part we left off, Naruto and Lee pushed themselves as the both of them delivered a dynamic punch, smashing into each other's faces that sent the both of them sailing to the opposite side of the wall. As people waited to see who will get up first, as Naruto was the one who got up, but Lee also got up as he stand triumphant. But Naruto dropped all of his guards as he stepped forward, as he realized Lee was unconscious. Just because of his determination to stand up and fight, that is the only reason why he was still standing. As Naruto went over there as Lee collapsed, but he caught him. As Guy and Lee went off to the emergency room. The rest of the matches went on as things passed by smoothly after that, as the preliminaries were over, and they got who they were going to fight in the finals. As they were given 1 month to train to get better and learn other moves, so their opponents won't know what they're capable of. When Naruto headed out, he went to the spot that his Samui girl told him to show up at, as she told him she wanted to talk to him. As she got there, she asked him, why was he holding back? Naruto didn't even know this girl, but she was asking him all kinds of questions. She also told him that she saw his eyes in the forest of death. He has something beyond the Sharingan, but he's not using it, and he's not using his Mokiton as well. She also saw that, but Naruto didn't claim or deny anything. As Naruto asked her what does she want, but she simply told him that she was just curious. And with that she left. Weeks passed after that as Naruto has been training. His father has been teaching him about his eyes, and his mother and his grandmother has been teaching him here and there about his super strength. But she's mainly focusing on Samantha, as Samantha wanted Tsunade to train her. And Kakashi has been teaching Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke met up for their day off, but Sasuke wanted to spar to see which one of them was the strongest. After their sparring, they came back to the village. As that was going on, the masked man came to Nagato and told him that the village is going to be wide open because of the upcoming Chunin exams, and this will be the perfect opportunity to kidnap the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki host. And seeing that Itachi can get into the village without being noticed, he will be the one to be sent there along with Kisame to suck away the Nine-Tailed host chakra so she won't be able to use it. As Nagato merely agreed with the man for now, because he was planning something, as he would send Konan to the finals to keep an eye on Naruto as well. Some time passed after that, as Naruto, along with Kushina and Samantha and Sasuke were outside the village along with Keiji, as they all were training, as his mother was teaching him how to control his chains better, and Samantha and Sasuke were sparring. As Jiraiya had left them as he went to get some supplies, as he said he was going to teach each of them something else, so he went to get something. The group was surprised when they sensed something coming towards them, as Keiji flapped his wings and blew away the object. The object smashed into the ground. As Kushina was surprised it was Kisame, as Kisame smirked as he met the red habanero once before, as she clashed him in swords, as she was the only one that was able to push him off and hold him off so long in Kinjutsu, as he was interested by her ability to fight with blades, and now he get to fight her once more again, as Samantha and Sasuke turned as they saw black ravens merging together. and their brother stepped out of it. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So, what do you say we begin this new episode? Naruto stepped in front of his mother as he looked Kisame dead in the eyes. "I won't let you lay a hand on her," Naruto said. "Huh, brave kid," Kisame said, as he pulled Samihata from his shoulder. "Do you really think you can take me?" he said. "Habanero, why don't you send the brat away? It's been a long time since I sparred with anyone in Kenjutsu. So, I would like to test your skills once more." But Kushina didn't say anything to him. "What do you want with my mother?" Naruto said to him, as he was preparing himself. "Oh, that doesn't concern you, kid. So it's best if you just butt out of it." Meanwhile that was going on, Samantha and Sasuke both had their Sharingan activated as they were glaring down Itachi. Itachi had a neutral expression on his face, not really showing any emotions. Samantha was the first one to speak. "Itachi," she said, "you dare show your face back here after all you did?" "My foolish little siblings," Itachi said, as he looked at both of them. Without saying a word, Sasuke dashed forward as the rage was too much. He leapt at Itachi. Samantha didn't hold back either as she pushed forward as well, the both of them going through Hanzai at the same time. "Fire style, fireball jutsu," the both of them said. Itachi humored them as he did the same, as the three fireballs clashed together. But to their surprise, Itachi's fireball was overwhelming and it overpowered the both of theirs. When they looked, Itachi was gone. A brutal kick smashed into Sasuke's back that sent him hurtling forward. Samantha quickly spun around and she leapt at Itachi, her fists glowing with chakra. Itachi dodged a fist as he grabbed her wrist. Itachi held on to her tight as she wheezed out in pain. She flipped her body and tried to kick him, but he squeezed her wrist even more as she collapsed down on the ground as he was still holding on to her hand. "You still don't have enough hate," he said as he looked into Samantha's eyes as she glared up at him with so much hate. He then grabbed her and threw her to the side into an incoming Sasuke. As Sasuke caught her, the both of them fumbling for a second, Itachi appeared in front of the two of them and slammed a brutal kick on the two of them that sent them hurtling back. "Huh, wow Itachi. I must say you're really ruthless, even doing your own siblings that way," said Kisame. The both of them grunted as they tried to get up off the ground. Naruto placed his hands together. "Shadow Clone Jutsu," he said, as a poof of smoke went off, a lot of it. 5 Shadow Clones surrounded his mother, while 5 rushed over towards Itachi, as 3 others rushed towards Kisame. Kisame smirked as he brought down Samihata, as he quickly dispatched all of the clones. "Well kid, if that's all you have, there is no way you're gonna stop me today." "Mom," Naruto said, "you have to run." "What?" Kushina said to him. "They're after you. I'll hold him off as best as I can. You have to run, you have to get out of here." "Are you crazy?" Kushina said as she stood up. "I won't leave you." She looked towards Kisame and Itachi. "I will help you fight." "Mom," Naruto said, "I don't know what reason they're after you for, but I can't allow them to take you no matter what. You have to get back to the village and call Dad. You have to inform Dad. And I already told you, I will not leave you behind," Kushina said. "Huh, enough talk." As Naruto spun around just in time to see Samihata coming down against him, Naruto quickly grabbed his mother in a bridal style and jumped away. As he landed, the moment he landed he had to jump away again as Samihata smashed into the ground. "You're fast kid, but not fast enough." A brutal kick planted Naruto's side that let him release Kushina and him falling over as well. As Kisame leapt forward, but chains shot from Kushina as they smashed into him, burying him down into the ground. Kisame chuckled as he smacked away the chains with his sword, ripping them to pieces. "Now this is what I'm talking about," he said as he got up to his feet. "Red Habanero, where's your sword? Show me what you're capable of," he said. "Come on, stop holding back. You wouldn't like me to kill your son now, would you?" Hearing that, Kushina growled as she clenched her fist. "You won't lay a hand on him." But Naruto got up as he raised his hand. "You will have to get through me first," Naruto said as he pulled a scroll, as he slammed his hand down on it as Kushina's red blade appeared. "Oh," Kisame said, a bit surprised. "So you hand over the reins to your son? I wonder, can he even give me a challenge?" Kisame was shocked when Naruto grabbed the blade, and in seconds Naruto was in front of him, with his 3-toed Sharingan activated. As Kisame brought up Samihata as Naruto drive down the force of his blade, Kisame was shocked as the ground underneath him cracked a bit. As Naruto was infusing his arms with so much chakra, his blade was pushed down with him. But Kisame was still stronger. As he pushed Naruto off, Naruto flipped in mid-air as he threw his sword up. As he speed through hand sign, wind style, wind torrent he said, as a wind torrent teared through the ground, going towards Kisame. Kisame teared right through it, but the wind torrent faded as quickly as possible. Naruto, that sword of his, it can absorb chakra, said Kushina. Damn it, just another reason to not go all out, Naruto said, as he grabbed his blade from up in the sky. The moment he did, Kisame appeared in front of him. Now die, brat, he said. Naruto, Kushina called out, but Naruto brought the blade up. The moment the blade touched Samehata, Samehata made Naruto's feet buckle as the ground underneath him exploded with so much force because of the amount of power that Kisame was putting down on it. As Naruto started to sweat. Whoa, impressive, Kisame said. I can't believe you're able to hold back my blade like this. Kisame wasn't ready for Chains to break from the ground, as he was surprised. As Chains wrapped around his midsection and thrust him back with so much force, he was sent sailing through the sky. As he realized that Chains came from Naruto's back and went into the ground, Naruto leapt forward. Meanwhile, Samantha and Sasuke got to their feet, as the both of them looked over at Itachi, who just dispatched all of Naruto's clones. The both of them looked at each other and gave each other a nod. As they went through hand sign, they then lowered their hand as lightning started to cackle around it. As Itachi looked forward as the both of them dashed towards him, tearing through the fabric of the ground. Chidori! The both of them yelled. But to their surprise, Itachi simply grabbed the both of their wrists with minimum effort, as he then slammed the both of them into the ground behind him, as the both of them wheezed out in pain. Now, Samantha said, as Samantha and Sasuke exploded into pure lightning, as the lightning started to incinerate Itachi's body, but Itachi burst into a flock of crows. Damn it, the real Samantha said as she came from ground with Sasuke, as the both of them saw the crows reform, as Itachi stepped out of it. It seems that the both of you have gotten a little stronger, but it doesn't matter. I already told you, you both still don't have enough hate. Itachi, Samantha said. Why? I already explained why. To test my abilities. Don't give me that crap, she shouted. You were our loving brother. You would never do something like that without a reason. Tell us why. Don't lie to us anymore. That is at least what you can do. After killing mom and dad, after killing everyone, she said, as tears started leaking from her eyes. But Itachi kept his calm facade. I already told you, there's no other reason. I did it all to test my abilities. You rotten, arrogant bastard, she said, as she clenched her fists. Sasuke stepped forward. I'm gonna make you pay, he said, for everything you have done to us, for every heartbreak and everything you have put us through. Itachi, I will make sure you lie at my feet dead. Huh. Well, if you think you can do it, then come, Itachi said, as Sasuke dashed forward. As Samantha got off the ground and she did the same thing, the both of them started to clash Itachi in taijutsu, but Itachi was holding back as he was barely fighting the both of them, just dodging their attacks. As Samantha was cursing in her head, why can't I hit him, she said as she started to curse even more. Sasuke released a large fireball as it smashed directly into Itachi, as Sasuke got a sigh of relief on his face. But he then heard a voice behind him, still too slow, as another kick buried into his back that made him cry out in pain as Sasuke hit the ground with great force. Samantha quickly jumped in front of her brother with a kunai as she slashed at Itachi, but Itachi backhanded her away as she hit the ground, as he looked at both of them, riding on the ground in pain. Meanwhile, with Naruto jumped away from Kisame's strike once more, as Naruto then looked at Kisame. Now, Naruto said, as Naruto quickly leaped away. As Kisame looked around, what is he? Kisame then looked up to see the dragon in the sky, as Keiji, his entire body was lit up. As fire was swirling around him, lightning was cackling off of him. Keiji fused all of that towards his mouth, as he released a blast that came towards the ground with tremendous speed. As the entire weight hit down on Kisame with a boom. The era was devastated that everything was sent flying away, as Naruto was sent flying with so much force. As Keiji charged up all of his engine and released that one spot, the attack teared through the very ground, disintegrating everything around. As a loud explosion then went off. After the explosion finally died down, Naruto got back to his feet as he saw his mother over there. "You okay, Mom?" he asked. "I'm fine," she said. "Are you okay?" "Yeah," Naruto said as he looked over, as he saw Samantha and Sasuke, the both of them on the ground. The both of them in pain as they were getting up though, as Itachi was still standing over there, as Naruto looked at a giant gaping hole in the ground. As Keiji flapped down and came down to the ground, he landed near to Naruto, as he was a bit winded after releasing so much power. Naruto's senses then went off as he grabbed his fist tight and drive it downwards, but before it could hit the ground, Samihata exploded from it, as it went straight for his mother. Kushina tried to pry the thing off of her, but it started to absorb their chakra, until Naruto grabbed the end of Samihata, but the moment it did, spikes erupted from it, stabbing into his hand. He cried out in pain, but he infused his hand with chakra and grabbed onto it even though the spikes dipped deep into his hand, as he thrust the sword and thrust it away in mid-air. As Keiji fired off a bolt of lightning that shot the thing and sent it soaring down to the ground. It hit the ground at thud, but it started to wiggle and dig itself down into the ground. After doing that, a hand then burst from the ground as Kisame pulled himself up. His right arm was completely incinerated and his coat was completely shredded away as blood was pouring from his body. But Samihata then started to feed him back his chakra, as the chakra started to fuse his body and heal it rather quickly as his limbs started to regrow. "You got to be kidding me," said Naruto. "I miss?" said Keiji as he watched Kisame, as only one of his arms got incinerated by that blast. "I thought he was done for," Keiji said. "Me too," Naruto said. He then rushed over to his mother. "Mom, you alright?" "I'm fine," she said. "Just a bit winded. That thing took a lot of chakra than I expected." Naruto then heard crying as he looked over as he saw both Samantha and Sasuke. Their neck was grabbed by Itachi, as Itachi was doing something to them, as he saw Itachi's eyes spinning violently. "Keiji, watch my mom," Naruto said as he leapt forward. Itachi turned towards him as he released Samantha and Sasuke, the both of them already under his Tsukuyomi. He watched Naruto coming towards him. "Tsukuyomi," he said. Naruto found himself in a world with red skies and dark ground and dark trees. "What is this place?" Itachi formed in front of Naruto. Suddenly Naruto was bind to a cross. What is going on?" Naruto said as he looked around, as Itachi materialized in front of him completely. "This is my world, Naruto. You should have known better than to come here. Now let's begin your endless torture." "I don't think so," Naruto said. Itachi looked at Naruto amused. "You think you can break this? Well, you are Itachi was cut off when he saw Naruto's eyes, as Naruto looked directly at him, as Itachi saw a swirling vortex in both of Naruto's eyes. "How?" Itachi said, as Naruto started to channel his chakra up to his eyes as he tried to tear through the fabric of the Genjutsu, as Itachi realized the place was cracking, as Itachi was beyond shock, as the entire world exploded. When Naruto released himself, he was on the ground gasping for breath, as that took a lot out of him. Itachi was also on the ground, after using the Tsukuyomi, as his eye was bleeding. As Itachi just looked at Naruto, Naruto saw Kisame fighting with Keiji, as Naruto rushed back over there, as Naruto landed in front of his mother, while creating two clones at the same time to rush over to grab Sasuke and Samantha, as Itachi wasn't going after them, as Kisame slammed Samihata into Keiji that sent him spiraling away. Well, I must say, dragons are rare creatures. Here I thought I could have taken the full force of that attack and absorbed the chakra, but it seems like most of the attack was merely fire, just brute fire and lightning, not chakra base. "But it doesn't matter," said Kisame. "Itachi, it's time we take them and go, right?" "Yes," Itachi said. "Take her and let's go." "You're not taking her!" Naruto screamed. "And who's gonna stop me, kid? You?" As Naruto felt pure rage started building inside of him, as these guys really think they could just take his mother under his nose. As he exploded in rage, Naruto's eyes started to bleed as black fire started to appear everywhere. "I said you're not taking her!" he screamed out as Naruto was in a fit of rage. Black fire started to fill up the entire place. The fire waved out like a field as it started to stretch towards Itachi and Kisame. As Naruto was out of control, he was just screaming as his eyes were bleeding, as he was really out of control. As Kisame saw open as he flipped over the black fire by leaping up into the air, he brought Samehata down, ready to clobber it on Naruto's head. But before he could, he saw a flash, and then felt incredible pain as a punch connected with his face. As Kisame's body was sent sailing, as his jaw broke from the punch, as he was sent sailing back, as he braked through a couple of trees. As Tsunade landed beside Naruto, "Naruto," she said, "calm down." "I can't stop it," Naruto said. Tsunade quickly chopped him in the back of the neck, as she caught him as he passed out. As Minato was already there, looking at his wife, and looking at the other two kids, making sure that they were okay. As he gave a slight glance to Itachi, Itachi then fled to the woods. As he quickly found Kisame, and they had to retreat. There was no way they could take them now. "Are you okay?" Minato said, looking at Kushina. "Yeah, I'm fine." "How are the kids doing?" she asked. "They seem to be fine," he said. Time skip. Naruto slowly opened his eyes. He realized he was home, as he saw someone resting their head next to his bed. As he groaned a bit, as he moved a bit, the person lifted up their head. "Naruto, you're awake," Haku said, as Haku was sitting there with a smile on her face. "What happened?" Naruto said. His mind then remembered everything. Where are Sasuke and Samantha?" "Where are the other guys?" he said as he tried to get up. But Haku placed a hand on his chest. "Relax, Naruto. Everything is fine." Kisame and the other guy retreated. Tsunade is going to leave Samantha and Sasuke in an internal coma for a day to remove the stress from their mind. She can't just wake them up as yet. Their mind went through something heavy. I don't know what Itachi did to them, but he showed them something that they didn't want to see, so she can't just wake them up yet. Naruto clenched his fists. "Yet again, I wasn't able to save my friends." "Stop saying that. You did all you can do. You tried your best." "But they still got hurt," said Naruto. "And Mom, what about Mom?" "She's fine as well, Naruto. You did a good job. Don't beat up yourself," she said. As Naruto just gave a slow nod, as he then lay back down. As it was currently late in the night, as Naruto shut his eyes as he went back to sleep. That night he had a haunting nightmare, as he saw Itachi, this Kisame guy, Orochimaru and everyone, taking and killing everyone close to him. And he was there with chains on his wrists and on his legs. He was unable to do anything while he lost everyone important to him. Keishi, his mom, his dad, all of them got slaughtered. Naruto jumped out of bed as cold sweat was all over his body as he was panting heavily. He looked around to see that he was the only one in here. He let out a sigh of relief, seeing that it was only a dream. As he then got out of bed, his body already healing from anything that happened to it yesterday because of his incredible healing ability. Getting out of his room, Naruto quickly go and check on the others. As he went to Samantha's room first, he heard crying as he stopped at the doorway. He didn't bother to turn the knob, as he heard Samantha crying in there. He also heard Sasuke trying to cool her down. "It's okay," said Sasuke. "No, it's not," Samantha said. "Yet again we lost to him. Yet again he does something and just leave without getting any kind of punishment after what he did. Aren't you angry? You should be angry as well." "I am. I hate him with every fiber of my being," said Sasuke. "But he's always better than us." "But I just want to make sure that you're safe," Sasuke said. As Samantha hugged her brother, as Sasuke just hugged her back. But Sasuke was indeed incredibly frustrated as well. Yet again, they couldn't do anything to stop Itachi. "We need to get stronger," Samantha said. "We need more power." Naruto just stood there as He didn't want to interrupt this. It seemed like a time when the both of them needed each other. Even though he was close to them, the both of them still needed each other as brother and sister. As he went back to his room, Samantha then break the hug with Sasuke. As she then reached up. Remember that day she said she touched her neck. As Sasuke looked at her curiously. Huh? You mean in the forest? Yes. This thing gave us incredible power. I wonder if we can do something to get back that power. Maybe then we can get strong enough to face him. I know what you're talking about, said Sasuke. I've been thinking about that as well. It seems like it doesn't matter. We have been in this village for so long. We have trained to become stronger. But all we do, Itachi still come here and defeat us. I know what you mean, said Samantha. But we can't talk here, she said. As Sasuke nodded, Naruto didn't hear any of this as he already left. As Naruto was sitting on his bed, as Itachi yet again did this, as he still couldn't understand why a fun-loving person like Itachi, someone who he saw as his bigger brother, when he was there at the Uchiha compound, did this to them. As he couldn't understand, was all of that just an act, as Naruto didn't even know what to think anymore. And yet again, he couldn't do anything to stop them. He lost control, as that was his first time using the Amaterasu, and it was just something of pure hate, as he understands what his father meant now about the Uchiha curse, this drive to get more power, and wanted to get it from anything. He then shook his head. He remembered what Dragon told him. He remembered what Ragnarok told him. He can't let himself fall into darkness. He must push past that if he's gonna do great things in this world and become its savior. Someone then knocked on his door. Come in, he said. As Samantha entered his room, as she had a smile on her face. You alright? She asked. I should be the one asking you that, Naruto said. You alright? Oh, I'm fine, she said. As Naruto stepped forward, you know, you can talk to me, right? Huh? I mean, I know that Sasuke is your brother and everything, but you can also talk to me. I'm here for you. Of course I know that, Naruto. You're close to me as well. You've been there since day one. I would never let you out. Oh, Naruto said. She then walked up to him. I know things have gotten real difficult, and it seems that no matter what we do, we always come up short. But trust me, one day we will push past all of this. And if we can't in here, we have to do it somewhere else. What do you mean, Naruto said. Oh, never mind, she said. But we can't really think about this. The Chunin exams are coming up. We do want to become Chunins, you know, right? Yeah, Naruto said, but after that whole fiasco. It's alright, she said. I am doing perfectly fine now. Tsunade Sama checked on me, and she said I'm alright, so you have nothing to worry about. You also took a nasty hit yourself, and I heard your eye was also bleeding. Are you okay? Can you see me okay? Yeah, Naruto said, I'm fine. Well, I suppose you're right. We have to focus on Chunin exams. It's gonna be starting soon. Yeah, Samantha said. Time skip. It was the night before Chunin exams. As Naruto was walking around the village, people seeing him and greeting him here and there. He was a Hokage's son after all, and a big face in this village. As Naruto was still thinking about that day, as he's still very angry at himself for not being able to protect his friends. He always have this strong desire to protect everyone that's around him, and he always try to do his best, but he need to get stronger. But after the Chunin exams, and after revealing his Mokiton to everyone, he's going to intensify his training. He's going to tell Jiraiya-sama to train him even more, his father to train him even more to control this eye ability, this Amaterasu the Black Flames, as they were surely something impressive, as his mother had to be the one to seal them away, saying that they incinerate everything that they came in contact with. That was surely a deadly weapon, as he had to learn how to control them. This was his first time using it, so he went a bit out of control. His father's been showing him something in the few days that passed, but it's really hard to do. But he's kind of getting the hang of it. But right now he's not sure. He won't use it in the exam, because that will prove fatal for anyone to get catch on. And he didn't want to accidentally kill anyone. As Naruto was walking through the village, someone bumped into him, as he just saw her here, as the girl rushed past him with incredible speed. As he ran straight out, She doesn't even look like she knows where she's going. She's just running wildly. As Naruto was confused. He has never seen this girl before. She's probably here for tuning exams. But what is she doing, he wondered. So he hopped on the rooftop and started to chase after her. As Naruto followed her, she went out into the forest. The girl finally came to a stop as she landed under one of the trees. She then released a huge sigh as she started to huff a bit. You're fast. The girl jumped as she got on her feet. Who's there? Come out now, she said. As Naruto jumped out of the tree. Who are you, she asked, as she looked at him in a stern glare. You know it's proper to give your name first before you take someone's name, Naruto said. Well that doesn't apply to me, she said. And why is that? Because I'm above you, little boy, she said to him. As Naruto chuckled hearing that. You're probably the same age as me, or probably even younger. What are you talking about? You really don't know who I am? She then looked down at him. No, I don't. Are you important or something? Of course. I am Raya Fuji, she said. Raya Fuji? Wait, Raya? Wait, as Naruto looked at her carefully, as he just took full notice of her. She had blonde, long hair that reached down, with beautiful green eyes, a slender face. She looked to be around his age. Are you the feudal lord daughter? He asked. Yes, of course I am. The feudal lord of the Fire Nation. So, I asked, who are you? Well, I'm Naruto Uchiha, he said. Oh, you're one of the Uchihas I've been hearing about. You heard about me? Said Naruto. Of course I did. Your entire clan was exterminated. There's only a few of you left. Yeah, you're right, Naruto said. I meant it in no disrespect, she said after seeing a down look on his face. No, it's nothing, Naruto said. So, why were you, or what are you running from? Oh, my guards. Why are you running from your guards? May I call you Raya? Naruto asked. Sure, you can call me Raya. Well, they told me I couldn't escape them no matter what. So I proved them wrong. Aren't you going to get into trouble for something like this? Not really, she said. It's their job for not being able to catch me. So it's on them. But aren't you going to get them into trouble? What does it matter? If they cannot do their job right, they should be fired. I am an important person after all. What is with this attitude, Naruto asked. What attitude? She said to him. It's just the way you speak. What? What is wrong with my talk? She said. Never mind, Naruto said. No, I want to answer. Tell me, boy. Well, if you're gonna act like that, I won't tell you. She stepped forward. It seems like you've forgotten who I am yet again. No, I haven't, Naruto said. It's just you can't just go around talking to people like that. And why would you run away from your guards, knowing that they would get into trouble? I have already told you. Well, it doesn't even concern you. You haven't even explained to me who you fully are yet. I am Naruto Uchiha, as I said before, the son of Minato Uchiha. Oh, you're the Hokage's son. Well then, so we should have been equated a long time ago. I wonder why we haven't met. Would you like to become one of my subjects? One of your what? Naruto said. One of my subjects. You mean friends? No, one of my subjects. What do you mean by that? Naruto said. I mean one of my royal subjects, to do whatever I command. Yes, you can kind of say it's something like friendship, but you won't be on the same statue as me. And why would I want that? It should be an honor for you, she said. Why? Naruto asked. Because I am royalty, she said. And Naruto said to her, why would I want to be your friend if you're going to talk down to me and treat me this way? Well, it's because you're royalty, Naruto said. Yes, Raya said. Do you even have any friends? Naruto asked. Well, yes, my other subjects. And who are they? Naruto asked. Well, they are my parents' friends, and I call them my subjects. And they also enlighten me every now and then. So you don't have any actual friends. What about your parents' friends' kid? Naruto asked. Well, they don't really talk to me. And why is that? Naruto said. I don't know. I can tell you why. Why? She asked. It's because of your attitude. You shouldn't be going around treating people this way. They're not gonna really like you. And how do you know that? She asked. Well, because I have friends. You do? She said. Of course I do. And if you would like to be friends, I would want to be friends with you, Naruto said, not your subject. Well, if you like, I can make you my friend. Naruto chuckled. Alright, if you say so, he said, giving her a small bow. Yes, thank you for your respect, she said to him. No problem, Naruto said. The both of them then went and started to walk around the village as Naruto started to show her around Konoha. As the both of them were then bombarded by guards, as Naruto was surrounded from all angles by the Fire Daimyo guards. The previous Fire Daimyo had passed, and his son had taken over the position, his Raya father. As a man stepped forward, Kyo, it looks like you found me, said Raya. Miss Raya, you know you shouldn't run off like that. Well, I told you should try and catch me, and it seems like you were late. What if I was taken by someone? Naruto cleared his throat. Oh, never mind, she said, as Kyo looked at her strangely. Usually she would be cursing right now and telling them what a stupid job they were doing, but she wasn't. As he looked at the boy beside her. Oh, Raya said, let me introduce you. This is my new friend. His name is Uchiha Naruto. Kyo looked over at the boy. One of the Uchihas, he said. Nice to meet you, Naruto said, as the man shook Naruto's hand. My name is Kyo, subject of the Fire Daimyo, and Miss Raya's here personal guard. Well, it took you a while to find me, said Raya, but I'll forgive you. You surely have something to do with this, Kyo said as he looked at Naruto. Well, we're friends, Naruto said, and that's all that he said. Well, Naruto, I guess I'll be off now. She then extended her hand. Naruto sighed to himself as he took it, as he kissed her hand. Well then, I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, I'll be cheering you on at the Chunin exams. Do not disappoint me, she said, as Naruto just nodded, and with that she left with the rest of the guards. As Naruto headed off, the next day, the Fire Daimyo, the Wind Daimyo, and also the Lightning Daimyo, all of them were here. The Lightning Daimyo from Kumo, the Wind Daimyo from the Sand, and the Fire Daimyo for Konoha, as they were here to see the Chunin exams, and they also hear great news about the participants these years, as they want to see what the might of the other villages can do. Up in the box, we have the three Kages together, Minato, the Raikage, and the Kazekage, as the Kazekage was sitting on the left with his two guards behind him, one of them being Darui and the other one being C. Minato had Jiraiya and Tsunade behind him. The Kazekage had two unknown shinobi behind him. Their faces were also covered up like the Kazekage. As Minato found that strange, the Kazekage never usually cover up himself that much. He couldn't even see the man's eyes, nothing about him. The man was completely shielding himself. And it gave Minato a stern feeling in his gut, he didn't know why. So, Hokage, said the Raikage, I have heard good things about Konoha Ninja this year. Especially one known as Naruto Uchiha. That's your son, isn't it? Yes, said Minato. Well, I've heard something especially interesting about him. And what is that, the Kazekage said? Well, it doesn't seem like you want to spoil it, so I wouldn't either, said the Raikage. As Minato just narrowed his eyes at the Raikage, as Naruto had told him that the Kumo ninja saw him using wood style. So that means the Raikage probably know. Well, I'm just glad that we all can sit here without any talks of anger or war, said Minato. Well, I am glad for that as well, said the Kazekage. We can all sit here and enjoy the fruits of our labor and watch them prosper. As the Hokage and the Raikage nodded. Meanwhile, all of this was going on, everything was getting ready, as everyone is packing up the stadium. But everything is not fully started yet. Jiraiya was looking through the Kage's boot as he was looking down, as his eyes were once again focused on that blue-haired woman. To see her down there, she was in the stands, sitting by herself, looking calm, as she was just looking out to the field. As Jiraiya wondered, but why would she be here? He needed to speak to that woman after the Chunin exams, because she reminded him so much of little Konan that he trained back then. Meanwhile that was going on, Konan was there sitting down, as she was to see what the Uchiha boy is truly capable of, and also Nagato wanted to talk to him. The kids started to make their way to the arena stage, as they started went up to the finalist box. As Naruto arrived, when he did, he saw the Sand Trio, He also saw Shino there. Behind Naruto was Sasuke and Samantha. As Naruto noticed, the Kumo team, as Samui, and also Yujito was coming in as well. As Yujito looked at Naruto, just giving him a blank stare. Naruto gave her a small smile, but she didn't react to it at all, as she just went over to the corner by herself. As all of the participants started to file in, as Shikamaru arrived and he sighed, as he looked at Temari. "What's wrong, Shikamaru?" Naruto said. "Well, I thought you'd probably drop out or not be here." "Huh, you really don't want to fight?" "Well, I really don't want to fight a girl. I fought a girl in the preliminaries. Why do I have to fight one more?" he said. "What's the big problem?" Naruto said. "It's just a drag," Shikamaru said. As Naruto simply chuckled. "You're always too lazy," he said, as he patted Shikamaru in the back. "We're not all super interested in fight like you, Naruto," Shikamaru said. "Well, I'm not super interested in the fight," Naruto said. "But I just want to test my skills." "Yes, and I'm not up for that," Shikamaru said. "If it was up to me, I would spend the whole day just sleeping or watching the clouds." "You really put the lazy in it," said Samantha as she walked up to them. "Well, that was lame," said Shikamaru. "Well, yeah, I know," Samantha said. "But you're real lazy, you know that?" "I'm not lazy, I'm just a slow thinker." "Saying a genius," Naruto said. "Your father is the main strategy planner for this village. And all the Naras, as everyone knew, are incredibly smart. And you are as well, you just act dumb. Or you're just too lazy to do the test or something." "This drag," Shikamaru said as he walked by them, as he went up to the railing. "I wish I was a cloud," he said. As Naruto chuckled a bit, always with those talks. Neji then walked in. As the moment Neji walked in, the air get tense, as anger came from Naruto and Samantha, as the both of them glared at him. But Neji paid them no mind, as he just walked by them, as he went to stand up beside the railings. "So, you guys ready for this?" Sasuke asked as he looked down to the amount of people down there. "Of course we are, aren't we?" said Samantha. As Naruto smiled, "Of course you are," he said. As they were talking, Minato stepped out, as he started to speak, as he started to tell them what the true meaning of the Chunin exams is. It's to unite all the nations and bring them all together. Something like this. To have the Raikage here sitting with him and the Kazekage, to show that there is no bad blood between any of them. And to also have a good day and see what the fruits of their labor has bring to the nation." As he was talking, Naruto felt a tap on his shoulder as he turned to see Raya. What are you doing up here?" he said. "And how do you even get in here? This is the finalist box." "That is not a way you greet someone who come to wish you luck." As Keiyo was standing beside her. "Naruto, who is this girl?" asked Samantha. "She's the feudal lord daughter," Naruto said. "Oh, nice to meet you," Samantha said. As Raya looked at Samantha. "Is this one of your friends?" she asked Naruto. "Yeah, sure is," Naruto said. "And him as well," as he pointed at Sasuke. "Oh, nice to meet the both of you. Are you perhaps the two other Uchihas?" she asked. "Yes, we are," Sasuke said. "Well then, would you two like to be my friend as well?" "Why not?" Samantha said. "Oh, that would be great then," said Raya, as she extended her hand and shook Samantha's hand. "Then from today on, we shall be friends, Samantha." She looked towards Sasuke. "Sure," Sasuke said. "Then, we shall be friends from today on as well," she said. "Well then, I wish all three of you luck. I'll be cheering for you," she said. And with that, she headed off with Keiyo. As Sasuke then walked over and nudged Naruto in the shoulder. Kicking it with the feudal lord daughter?" he asked. "It's not like that," Naruto said. As she said, "We're just friends." "For now," Sasuke said. As Naruto chuckled. As Minato finished giving his speech. "Alright, without further ado, let the finals of the Chunin exams begin," he said. But guys, it'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends and social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.